Hey everybody, Brock Freddy here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take an in-depth look at this 2023 Toyota 4Runner TRD Off-Road. We're going to look at the outside, the inside, the specs, the engine. We're going to drive it. We're also going to take a look from the driver's seat at all the buttons that make it go. And I think that you'll see that the 4Runner is absolutely capable of pretty much anything you can throw at it. It's as reliable as the day is long. It's got a stellar history of just being an amazing vehicle that holds its value like crazy as well. We're going to take a look at all of that and more in this video. But before we get started, I would like to say a huge thank you to Impex Auto Sales in Greensboro, North Carolina for the opportunity to film this 4Runner. I'll be sure to leave all of Impex Auto Sales contact information, including their website, in the description box below. You know, the thing about a Toyota 4Runner is you see them all over the place. And there's a reason for that, is basically because they last forever. You see them all over the place, but you also see like super old ones that have 1 million miles on them and that are just absolutely still going and will probably continue to go no matter what, because they're just so reliable. And I know that Toyota is so synonymous with the word reliability that everybody says it. Well, that's just because it's true. I like the way this one looks. It's got big, beefy tires. It's got nice aluminum alloy wheels. Again, as I mentioned in the intro, this one is the TRD off-road package. It's a manual 4-wheel drive. It's not manual. It's not a stick shift, but to engage the 4-wheel drive, it is a manual shifting situation. You've got fog lights up front. You've got cool headlights. Look at the grille there. The grille just looks absolutely kind of angry. It's just like, what are you looking at, punk? And I kind of like that. You've got a hood scoop here, and you can tell that it's the TRD off-road because of that hood scoop. Pretty basic on the outside. There's no silver trim. It's not like a limited. There's really no silver trim except for some muted silver right there in the very, very front on the bumper. The alloy wheels, of course, are kind of a silvery color, but that's about it. Really, it's just kind of a plain, basic exterior. It's just a standard SUV. That's kind of where that ends, because it's just such an amazing vehicle. It feels super solid inside. There's your rear tail lights, not much there. 4Runner emblem, really big on the back. There are arrows right here, and it's going to be to roll this window up and down. Tow hitch right here. And then you've got a little rubber button right here, and you can pull up the back door, and that's going to allow you to have access into the rear cargo area. The luggage capacity is 46.3 cubic feet, and that's the luggage capacity means the amount of room that you have with the back seats folded up in the position that they are right now. Maximum cargo capacity is 88.8 cubic feet. So whenever the back seat is folded flat, that is your maximum cargo capacity. You do have an outlet, a couple of outlets right here actually. Here, just like an outlet in your house, and then a cigarette lighter adapter outlet, a little bit of storage here. And you also have points. You can see there's one there, and there. That's child safety seats, so you're going to latch those right there. Then you also have a little tab here you can fold forward, and that will bring the armrest all the way forward in case you have a long item and you still have 2 rear passengers. That will allow you to carry that long item. So that's a pretty good amount of storage capacity, 46 and 88 seats folded up or down. Then you have a nice big access to this bumper. Look how deep that is. So that allows you to perfect situation for tailgating. This one is sitting on Dunlop AT20 255 70 17s. This is a 17-inch wheel. I like that 6-spoke design there. That's a little bit small on the wheel. You know, the limited one has, I think, either 18 or 19-inch wheels, but it's like the big wheels are kind of going out of fashion, and small wheels like this are coming into fashion. I kind of like that. And I like how this one actually, you have to step up a little bit to get into it. It makes it have a much more substantial feel. It makes it feel more like it's going to be more capable off-road as well. Here is your back door. I like how the back door switches for the window is right there. That's kind of a nice design, up nice and high right there. Back seat is here, a nice tough material. The seats are actually super comfortable, what I've experienced in the driver's seat so far. Notice that there is a tab right here. You can pull that tab up, and then you can do the same all the way across so that if you have something big to carry, you can carry that right there. Then there is a tab right here. You can take that and pull that up, and that will bring the seat up, because this seat also reclines as well, or the seat back here reclines as well. So here is the whole of your back seat. You can actually get 3 passengers back here in a decently comfortable fashion, obviously, because this is a 5-passenger vehicle. I'm going to get into the back, and we're going to see what it's like once you're back here sitting in the back. This is actually not that bad. I'm going to recline the seat, and so I have the seat adjusted, or the driver's seat is adjusted to where I am when I'm driving. I'm over 6 feet tall, so there's going to be plenty of leg room. Let me flip the camera around and show you that. So here is your leg room in the back, and that's again is a 6 foot taller, or a 6-footer driving, 6-footer back here. So you've actually got plenty of room. The seats are really actually kind of squishy and nice and soft, and I love that. I've recently done some cars or reviews on cars lately, especially Honda vehicles, and the seats are just hard, and these are nice and soft. I like that. This is going to be comfortable for long trips. Notice that your back window here is tinted. That is from the factory. And everything just looks kind of like construction grade. This is just a tough vehicle that feels good on the inside, but is also just going to be around just forever. Toyota has designed this for the long haul. As far as the exterior dimensions are concerned, it's got an overall length of 191.3 inches, a width of 75.8 inches. The height is 71.5 inches, and the wheelbase is 109.8 inches. This thing also has a ground clearance of 9.6 inches, a curb weight of 4,750 pounds, and a gross vehicle weight of 6,300 pounds. It's going to take 0 W20 weight oil, and your battery is going to be right here. Relay and fuses here. Brake fill. Brake fluid. Power steering fluid, sorry. Oil check. Breather box. Windshield washer fluid. Coolant. I've seen this engine with over 400,000 miles on it. I'm sure there's stories out there of more than that on these engines. When you buy one of these things and you do the right thing and take care of it properly, it's going to do all you need it to do forever. Now let's take a look at the inside. Again, here are the switches right here, and I actually like that, the way these are located at the top of the door. This is just a unique kind of design. All 4 windows are one-touch automatic, up and down, lock, door handle, pretty basic. Not much to it. This one has cloth interior, so there's not really that much to see other than the fact that these bolsters are absolutely fantastic. The seat feels wonderful, and like I mentioned before, it's got a nice squishy seat, but it's nice and supportive, so you would absolutely be super comfortable in this thing to drive just for hours and hours and hours. It's got a ton of headroom, ton of width room here in the seat, so you can be a bigger person and drive this thing super comfortably. There are all of your power switches for your driver's seat right over here on the left side of the steering wheel, where your knee is located. That's going to be your mirror control, gauge brightness, automatic high beams, the switch to cut on the power for the back, and that's for your heated windshield wipers. Right here is going to be for your hood release. Steering wheel, nice and beefy with all of your controls here. There's your control panel for your multi-information display. And I love the leg room. We'll show you that here in just a second. But from when you're driving this thing, the leg room is absolutely wonderful. So let's hop in and take a look at all the buttons from the perspective of the driver's seat. So here's an observation that I have about sitting inside the driver's seat of the 4Runner. To me, it feels like you're inside a diver's watch. Look how, and here's what I mean. You see this control here? The controls are like big and clunky, And I don't mean that as a negative. That's actually really, really good thing. And I think that Toyota, I read one time, designed these specifically, the big climate dials, to be that big so that you could use them easily when you have gloves on. And they did not do them as push button either, because push buttons are harder to control with gloves on, and so that you could actually work the controls when it's super cold. But you can see what I mean by it looking like you're inside of a diver's watch. All of the gauges right here, they look clunky on the outside, and it just has a certain feel to it. And I don't mean anything negative by that at all. I actually really enjoy the way the inside of this thing feels, the way it operates, the way you have to work things. It's actually really, really nice. So let's take a look at the steering wheel right here. So over here on the left side is going to be all of your audio controls. Over here on the right side is going to be menu control for the multi-information display that is going to be located between the tach and the speedometer. Right here are a couple of safety things, and then this is Bluetooth for phone use. Cruise control is going to be over here on the right side behind the steering wheel. Your headlight stalk and turn signals are over here on the left side behind the wheel, and your windshield wipers are over here on the right side behind the steering wheel. So now we're going to take a look at the left side of the steering wheel on how everything operates. This is actually super simple. This is going to be for audio. So right here is volume, and then this is scan. So this is how you can skip a track, go to a new radio station, whatever, and volume up, volume down. Voice controls are right here. And then right here is mode and hold. So it says mode. So if you're listening to the AM or FM radio and you want to switch to Bluetooth, you simply press this. Then this is for your Bluetooth phone usage. Pick up, hang up. Now over here on the right side of the steering wheel, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's pretty user-friendly. There is a multi-directional keypad right here with an enter or select button there in the middle. Back arrow, pages icon, radar cruise distance, and lane mitigation. So we're going to show you how all of these things work by showing you the multi-information display located between the tach and the speedometer. So you can see it says depress brake pedal and push engine switch to start. That's because I have it in accessory mode. I'm going to hit the back arrow that I just showed you on the face of the steering wheel. Now I'm pressing the left on the multi-directional keypad, and we're going to go to information. You can see the little I is underlined in blue. So you can press down, and this is going to be fuel economy information. Eco indicator, that's going to tell you how fuel efficient your driving is in real time. Digital speedometer, sway warning. This is going to keep track of how often you sway out of your line, and it will tell you when you need to stop because you are not driving very well. Tire pressure in real time. Audio is off right now, so that's going to show you your audio source. That's just a quick little glance at your audio source right there. And then right here is going to be safety stuff. So radar cruise control, and then your lane mitigation is going to be right there, all in the bottom of that. And that's where you can cut it off and on, or it'll show you if it's active or not. No message for warning. And then settings. So LDA, I'm going to press the middle of the multi-directional keypad. LDA is lane departure alert. Sensitivity is high. Sway warning is on, sway sensitivity is high. I can push the middle button again to change these. So I can push the middle button and it'll go to standard or high. I'm going to leave it on high since that's where it was. Hitting the back arrow, PCS is pre-collision system, and this is where you can turn it on or off. I don't recommend turning it off. I recommend leaving it on. And pre-collision system will basically, if you are about to get into a wreck, hence the name pre-collision, it will help you mitigate an accident. Then there's sensitivity. So that's the maximum sensitivity, medium, low sensitivity. So I'm going to leave it on medium sensitivity. BSM is blind spot monitor. That's the feature that lights up if someone is in your blind spot. That's how you adjust the sensitivity and the brightness of that feature. Rear cross traffic alert is RCTA. I recommend leaving that on if you're in a busy parking lot and you're in reverse. That's going to beep if someone is coming from your left or your right and you cannot see them. That will beep to let you know someone is there. Vehicle settings, pressing the middle button again. TPWS is tire pressure warning system, and rear seat reminder is on. I always recommend leaving the rear seat reminder on. So what happens with that is when you turn your vehicle off, you're going to hear a beep and it's going to say check rear seat to be sure that nothing precious is left in your rear seat. And so that's going to be all of the information that is located here in the middle, the multi-information display in the very middle, and controlling that with your up, down, left, and right. Okay, now we're taking a look at the center console here, and you can see all along the left side you have home, menu, audio, and map. Over on the right side you have seek, track, phone, apps, and you have a little dial here and a dial here. Those are all very nice. The thing I like about the system is that it doesn't show a lot of fingerprints on this screen, and also it responds really well to touch, and I have it muted so that it doesn't do all those beeps for the purpose of this demonstration. So we're going to press home, and whenever you press home you have three different screens right here. You have your fuel economy here, you have Bluetooth here, and audio is here. Audio is off right now. Top right corner is the time and the amount of battery that I have in my Bluetooth device that is connected here, and also my signal strength via my cell phone provider. So I can take any of these, they're dynamic, and I can press and get more information according to the screen that I press. And so this obviously is going to be trip information. I can go history, I can go back to trip information, I can hit clear. I'm going to say no because this is going to be my fuel economy in a nice little chart showing me miles per gallon on the right side and amount of minutes that I've been driving at the bottom. So that's a pretty interesting thing. And you notice, as I said, it responds really well to touch. It's a really nice feature. Going back to home, and then I can select and hold a contact. So this is going to be Bluetooth, or to add a contact. And then I can press audio. Audio is off right now, but you can see I have AM, FM, XM, USB, and Bluetooth. I can reorder those according to how much I listen. So if I actually listen to Bluetooth a lot, I can press reorder, and then I can press Bluetooth, and then that I want to take it and drag it up. And so if I listen to then XM second most to Bluetooth, I can drag it up there, and then FM third, and then I can press OK, and it will memorize that selection for me. So that's my home screen. This home screen is also customizable. So then I can press menu, and you can see audio, phone, apps, projection, info, and setup. So audio is right there. And then I have phone, all right there. And so it says how to car guide. That's the name of my phone. And so this is going to, I can go to my favorites. I can go to my call history, keypad, and I can actually dial a number from right there. That's pretty nice. Messages, it can actually read text messages out loud to you. Apps are all right here. And then I can press projection. And so this allows me to be able to project my screen. This is like old school Apple CarPlay kind of. I can project on the screen, but I have to have it hooked via a USB cable. So that's not really very useful. Eco and vehicle alert history is all under info. Then I can press setup, and this is where I'm going to recommend that you spend some time. If you get this as a new vehicle to you, then you're going to want to spend some time here customizing it to exactly the way you want it to be. I can go setup, customize home screen, and that is going to allow me to customize the layout of my home screen. Isn't that nice? So I'm going to go audio. I want to put that in the place of eco. So now the layout is going to be eco, audio, and phone. Isn't that nice? So there you go. And so now I can actually take this, and notice I just love how efficient the touch sensitivity is of the screen here. And notice that you don't see any fingerprints on the screen either. So I can go Bluetooth, and this again allows me to just customize all of these different things that are all on the left side here. Add a device, remove a device, detailed settings, audio, phone, voice. Very nice. Voice recognition tutorial. That's actually a really cool feature. It will actually go through and teach you how to use the voice command system in the most efficient way. Vehicle customization is one of my favorites. And so I can go to, let's say, light settings. And so headlights auto off timer. It's set right now at 30 seconds. I believe that's the factory default. So when I get out of the vehicle, it's going to automatically keep the headlights on for 30 seconds. Right now, I can actually change that to go up to 90 seconds. I like 30 seconds because that gives me time to get into the house. Door lock settings, so I can actually change the behavior of the door locks according to my shifter. So you see it says by shift to park or from park. So when I shift it away from park to drive, the doors automatically lock. When I shift it from drive back to park, the doors will automatically unlock. Personally, I don't want the doors to automatically unlock every time I shift it to park, so I actually turn that off. So once I shift it to park from drive, I arrive at my destination, then the doors will remain locked. I like that setup. That's me personally. Back to audio, and then map if you have the navigation app installed. So one of my favorite things, possibly my favorite thing about the 4Runner, is the fact that the cabin is absolutely super comfortable. It's contributed mainly by the comfort of the seat. I just am in love with the way this seat feels in this thing, but there's a ton of leg room. I have the seat all the way back, and it's way too far back. That does not happen often with me. And the buttons and the controls are so easy to work, to operate. Honestly, the way the buttons and the features and everything are on this thing, they're pretty basic. And I'm saying that in a good way. That is not a negative. That is an absolute positive. Because right now it seems like vehicle manufacturers are competing to make their cars super complicated. This is meat and potatoes, and it's easy to use, it's easy to operate, it's extremely comfortable, super roomy, and it's definitely a 5-passenger vehicle, or really comfortably a 4-passenger vehicle that is unbelievably capable and fun to drive. But man, this cabin feels absolutely fantastic. I've taken my wife out for a couple of dates in the days that I've had this thing, and we have really enjoyed it. And let me show you one of the best parts of this thing, and that's the drive. So let's take it for a spin. Now, driving the old 4Runner is super fantastic. I really enjoy driving this thing. And it's kind of a different driving experience than most SUVs out there because of the fact that it's just so quality. There's no creaks and cracks and bumps and all this stuff that you hear even in some new vehicles. That plasticky feel, this thing just feels absolutely like a tank. Unfortunately, it kind of has the same fuel economy as a tank, but you're not buying this thing for super fuel efficiency. You're buying this thing for capability, comfort, and reliability, and it delivers on all of those measures without thinking twice. As I mentioned before, you may be able to tell now with the full picture of the interior right here, the dash, the fact that it feels like you're sitting inside a diver's watch. And I don't know why, as soon as I got in this thing, I'm like, man, feels like I'm in a Rolex from the perspective of what it looks like. But again, the driver's seat is crazy comfortable and I like the torque. It's got good low end torque, and it feels like you're not even trying. The way the gas pedal is located in this thing, you just barely press it, and it's just gonna go. The feedback from the steering wheel is wonderful. It actually reminds me, it's a little bit BMW-esque, and I think that's just this because of the beefiness of the tires. It's a little bit more stiff and rigid, and I really appreciate that. The feedback of the steering wheel is absolutely wonderful. The radar cruise control is a great feature. I use that a lot, and again, as I mentioned before, the cruise control is going to be right here on the back side of the steering wheel. It is really quiet, and I'm sure that you can tell that by the way the camera noise is you know, by the way my voice is in the cabin right now. There's not a lot of road noise. I hope there's not picking up on the camera, because I don't hear a lot of road noise. I've driven it at length on highway speeds, and it's just a wonderful feeling. It feels super capable. Now, if there's a downside, it's feels good and it drives great and everything, but I've only had it for a few days. I could see where the drive would be just boring. You don't pick up an SUV like this to be super exciting. That's an X5, that's an X3, you know, whatever. But this is going to be boring, and I'm not necessarily don't mean any negative by that. It's just gonna do what it's supposed to do, and do it super well. That's the only reason why you buy one of these things, is because you want to make a really good investment in a piece of equipment that's going to do what it's supposed to do forever. Let's get it out on the highway and see what it feels like out there. Pickup is good. Right now we're at 60. The speed limit is 65 here. So I'm just gonna set my cruise control, radar ready, and I don't know if you can see it, but right here on the dash, I have a picture of the front of the vehicle with 3 blue blocks, and that is the distance that it's going to maintain between me and the vehicle in front of me. But there's no one in front of me right now, so all we're doing is cruising. A little bit more wind noise, obviously, because we're going 70 instead of 40. It feels really good. I don't like the fact that it doesn't have that little 3 blink lane change feature. You have to fully engage the turn signal stalk in order to use that. There's the lane mitigation, beep, beep, beep. So it does not have the steering feedback. It's just gonna fuss at you. Let's see if it does. Yeah, it's just gonna beep. It's not actual lane mitigation. It's just a warning. So that's the thing about that one. So it can see the vehicle in front of me and it's slowing down for me. I can take this and I can push. That is super annoying. I can see why we need to cut that off. And the radar is going to keep me at a good distance between me and the vehicle in front of me. So I'm glad that Toyota put a button right here to turn off the lane warning system. So all that is not lane mitigation, which mitigation means that it will actually actively nudge the steering wheel left or right. It's lane warning. Very little engine noise from that 4-liter V6. Feels nice and good. Pretty quick pickup. It plays well. So let's wrap up with telling you why I would purchase one of these. I would definitely purchase one of these in a heartbeat because of, number one, to me, reliability is a big thing, but I think right now we know it's going to be reliable. I think right now comfort is a big deal. and it's just so comfortable. It's huge on the inside. I don't know if you can see my leg position or anything, but again, you guys know I'm over 6 feet tall, and there's just tons of room. The seat is nice and wide, and it feels wonderful. So there's the comfort situation. There's the quiet situation, which is contributes to comfort as well. There's ease of use. The buttons are basic. The cabin is pretty basic, and that makes it nice and easy to use. The overall use of, or the ease of use of the radar cruise system and the safety systems that make this thing, that are in it, are easy to use, are pretty self-explanatory. Bluetooth is really good. If you're sitting like in a parking lot and you're waiting for a person to come out and you're watching a video on your phone and you're hooked to Bluetooth, there's no delay in the audio. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but to me that's a big deal. In Honda vehicles, even 2024 Honda vehicles, there is a huge delay. If you're watching a video in your vehicle and it's connected to Bluetooth, you have to disconnect and just watch the audio on your phone. I know that sounds weird, but we are an audio driven society now, and if you're sitting there waiting for somebody and you're catching up on Netflix, then you want to be able to kind of watch it on your phone, and you can't do that in a Honda. In this vehicle, the Bluetooth audio is spot on. The overall capability of it, from an aspect of being able to go off-road, is second to none. It's wonderful off-road, although I've not been able to do it. I have done it in the past, and it's just a gorgeous vehicle to work off-road, especially given the crawl control and all those multi-terrain control and all those different things. It's nice and high up, so you feel really secure. You have really a good view of your outer world. That's another reason why I would actually get this thing, and but because you just feel, the view out of your windows is really clear. Blind spots are not an issue, and so that's a good thing. Reason I would not get it, it's very few, but it lacks common sense things. It does not have park assist. This thing does not have sensors in the bumpers that beep if you get too close to something. In a vehicle of this size, I think it should be standard. It does not have heated seats. It's almost $50,000. Why do you not have heated seats in a 4Runner? I don't know. For some people, a sunroof is a big deal. Not a big deal to me. Whatever. It actually takes away from the headroom. It does not have wireless Apple CarPlay. It's just a modern convenience that at this day and age, you should have wireless Apple CarPlay in everything. I mean, that for me is kind of it. I think that like I said, there's very few reasons why I would not buy this vehicle. Overall, I think it would be an amazing vehicle that's going to last forever. It's going to be comfortable for the long run, and you'll be able to take this thing and hand it to your kids and your grandkids, and it's just going to be around forever. Right now, I think that buying one of these would actually be an investment, because you're going to get your money's worth out of it, and then some. It's going to be around that long. So those are my reasons. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it for our look at the 2023 Toyota 4Runner. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it and bringing it to you. Please be sure to give it a big fat thumbs up. But remember, the most important thing of all, everybody, have a wonderful day.